welcome back. Wholesome Feed Biscuits. Oh, you know my video. Ooh, you know I'm talking about a serious subject. If I pull up my puff sleeves. I don't know what the male equivalent of pulling up your puff sleeves are, but it's when you mean business. I want to talk about working smarter, not harder, when you are a mama that works from home, because, oh my God, is it so hard to balance everything. If Biscuits, you ever accidentally see like 5 seconds of one of my videos or my Instagram posts and you think she has it together, don't worry if you watch more than 5 seconds, you know that's not true. It's so hard. It's so hard to balance everything. I have moments where I fantasize about like hiring, you know, full-time nannies and gardeners and cleaning people, and I'm like, yeah, and then I remember my budget and go, that's not going to happen. So how can I work smarter, not harder? Because there are days when I really just want to not do anything. I just want to have down days. I want to have, like, being a businesswoman and being a mom, I'd be like, I remember there were days where I didn't have to do anything. I could read a book. Many, many eons ago, when I was a stay-at-home housewife without any kids and one failed business behind me, so I was in between entrepreneurial things, I read books. I read like an entire book a day. It was a short romance book. It was amazing. And so there are times when I long for that period of my life. Not actually being back there, because I was terribly miserable most of the time, but the idea of having that free time. So I'm really trying to learn this year about working smarter, because last year was just kind of, you know, I had a newborn, I had a 6-year-old, I was trying to grow my business, and it was just trying to tread water, you know, and I knew that was going to be, it wasn't a bad thing to be doing that. It was just like, I'm just going to tread water this year. I'm going to be in the moment of this special time in motherhood, and I'm going to focus on other things later. But this year has really kind of hit me like a bowling ball. I feel like I need a bowling ball, but I don't actually own one. I was going to like lift one up there. Yeah, my mind wanders. I'm a goldfish. Shiny. But it really hit me like a bowling ball this year, of that I want to feel like my home is a happy place physically. Like I want to feel it's clean and tidy. I want to feel like my business is well organized and growing. And I want to feel like my kids are really getting quality, good time with me and are growing and learning. And how do I do that, right? Because sometimes I have to remind myself that what mothers are expected to do are so many people's jobs, you know? We have to take care of the yard, the house, the car. We have to take care of our business, our work commitments, new projects, spin-off projects, completion for things. We have to take care of our babies, our kids. If you homeschool, you have to take care of your children's education, all their medical needs. You have to take care of yourself physically, mentally, spiritually. It's a lot. It's a lot of people's jobs. You have to keep everybody fed. You know, it's a lot of things. And so this year, what I'm trying to remind myself is, A, it's okay if I can't do it all every day. Like some days are for this, some days are for that. You know, normally I would do once a week a big deep clean of the house. And I haven't been able to do that since I have my daughter, because that's like a 4 or 5 hour commitment. I normally do it on Thursdays because I like to have it clean for Friday and the weekend. And so I've really had to be okay with being flexible and forgiving of myself. And that's been my first important lesson of working smarter, not harder, is to be forgiving, right? You're going to work so much harder at everything you do if you can't be forgiving and gentle to yourself, you know? If your toddler was trying their hardest to do something that day and they had done everything they could, but they just couldn't do it, you would not yell at them and go, oh, you're so lazy, you're so bad. No, you would not. You'd be like, oh, you tried so hard, you got so much done, good job. And so I've tried to have my own mama voice from my inner child and really nurture my inner child this year. This is a year of tending to my inner child, of seeing her gentleness and her needs and really making sure that my inner child's needs are being met this year. Because when I'm meeting my inner child's needs, right, I am in such a better place to be a gentle, good parent, to be a happy, productive businesswoman, to be a good homemaker. It's just a lot easier. And that's one of the smartest ways I can work, is to work from love, right? And that sounds so simple. You know, when you want you come on here and you're like, oh, work smarter. It must be organization trays, or maybe I should redo my refrigerator. What if I build this cabinet, right? And that's what we think of when we're talking about working smarter. But so much of it is mental and emotional, right? If those things aren't connecting up and hooked up correctly, you can work as organizedly as you want and think that you're working smart, but boy, you are going to be sweating it. You are going to be working so much harder than you need to be and not appreciating being in the moment. That is so important to me as a mother. This season, when we have little kids, is so short. And, the world is full of things and change and exciting stuff to be doing. But I'm reminded, every time my little baby daughter needs to be cuddled to sleep, right, for her nap time, I'm like, oh, we're just going to slow things down. We don't have to be 1,000 places. We don't have to be doing 1,000 things. It's enough to just be living, to be happy, to be at home, safe, and nurtured and good for all of us, right? And I try to remember that sometimes I feel like there's this pressure. And let me know, tell me in the comments if you feel this way, because I feel like I can't be alone in this. There's this pressure to have these giant big lives that are always busy, full of extracurricular activities, full of events and things and reasons to be going here, there, and everywhere all the time, constantly. And if you're home, you better be doing stuff. You better be being productive at home. You should be cleaning, you should be organizing, you should be landscaping, you should be renovating, you should be doing. And productivity seems just pushed on us as mamas instead of just going, I had a good day today. Crafted with my son, taught him how to read a little bit, played with the baby, nursed her, fed us all some tasty, easy nibbles, watched a cartoon, got everybody showered, we're all asleep. That was a good day, right? It can be small things that make our days beautiful and that show us that we are actually working really smart. Because I feel like if we're really thinking about it and we are being smart mamas, do we want to have our lives so busy that we can never be in the moment, that we can never relax and just be with our kids? And that's been really important this year, is making sure that I feel like I'm just being with my kids, just being, just sitting there. Are we building a fort? Are we reading a book? Are we playing with Dupelos? Whatever it is, are we just being? And that to me is one of the smartest ways to work as a mama, because I really feel this external pressure of going, doing, And when I talk to other mamas about it, frequently they're so caught up in that hamster wheel of going, that when they think about slowing down, they're like, oh no, my kids couldn't handle a slow schedule, And I think about it, I'm like, maybe our kids can even benefit from slow schedules, from not being overscheduled, from having quiet moments where you are with family, or you're just spending simple time with friends. You're just being together, right? And I wonder how much we get pushed on ourselves to be working harder, being more and more productive in every aspect of our lives until we burn out. And what's that burnout look like? I think that's different for everybody. But I know I can feel on days when I'm burning out that I'm not good or useful to anybody, including myself. And I'm not being authentic and happy when I push that hard, instead of going, oh, you know what? Let's take some things off the calendar. Let's focus on what really matters. And that does make a huge difference to how we experience parenthood, how we experience womanhood. Because this goes for you even if you aren't a parent. Just the pressure put on women to do it all, have it all, and never complain, never blink, never take a break. And I just think it's such, I'm going to use hip lingo, it's a very toxic, performative aspect to being a mother or a woman, of trying to push and be more and more productive, when really you can be even more productive by doing less and slowing down, And I feel like that's part of the element of thinking about how to work smarter as mothers, is, how are we being truly happy and embracing our lives? Tell me. I want to hear from you in the comments. I'm really curious if this is just, it could be a crazy rose thing. Maybe it is. Maybe everybody is really happy going 1,000 miles an hour. But my God, when we've slowed things down, it has been so nice. And it's not that we're necessarily getting less things done per se. It's just that we aren't putting all this pressure on ourselves. We're slowing it down. We're taking it easy. We're being smarter about how we're using our time. Okay, my biscuits. I will see you in the next video. Hop on over to Instagram. I'll share some more of my tips over on there.